can this be? Right, this can be here, right?
You'll still see it, but that's fine. I could raise it up a little bit so you
I don't care if they
that
can
it's
see.
on.
I just want them to not. I don't want it to be under this camera, basically.
Yeah, no, that camera's. Here, I'll switch that in here in a sec. I'm gonna get this up and running. Now I get the fun of trying to figure out how the fuck to make this green screen work again. Now they can hear you.
Sweet.
Hey everybody, welcome to Zulu Shopping Network for December 18th, just a week from Christmas here. So,
Are we doing this on Christmas? I'm
we're
down.
not. This is actually the last stream of the year. So, we're not going to do the following next Fridays because of the holidays, and there's really not that much coming out anyway. A lot of companies don't put out stuff at this time. They try to get it out before Christmas for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, so there's not, maybe some other things will come out. I'm not totally sure, but basically we won't do another one until January. But we have some pretty cool games this year or this week for the end of the year. And do you have any announcements or anything we want to talk about before we get into the games?
Let me see. The big
Oh,
stuff
first of all, sorry.
Oh,
I'm Ethan Lynn. There's Matt Zareba.
Cheers.
We're your hosts, co-hosts, and we have Rob Seamount in the background.
Moving stuff around and messing with stuff.
Doing things, breaking things, fixing
Sure.
things. I'm not really sure.
Well, here, so what's going on? We got did the Toys for Tots. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
We had 2 boxes with the goal to fill up. We filled like 20. I ran a 15-foot truck.
I mean, the boxes were this big, but yeah, we filled them. We filled them.
No, I mean some games we got to cut in half to get them, but yeah, whatever. No, they were like 2 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot. So
They're
they're
big.
huge.
They're big.
Yeah, they're like a fridge box, half a fridge box. But yeah,
Dishwasher box.
got the there you go. Got the truck down there. That went well. Thanks for everybody for participating in said event. It was great. It was our first year. I don't know how we're going to beat it next year. There's a picture on our Facebook website that shows the tree that we buried.
Yeah, it worked out because we had a room to put all the toys,
Oh, that's true too.
which we normally don't have. So who knows what will happen?
Yeah, but next year we'll have a bigger room.
Maybe we'll have a
Our construction
storage
might be
unit.
done. It might be done. No, that back. Hopefully, well, we'll see. We'll figure something out.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. It was good.
I think I saw it the first day we started doing it, and I was like, yeah, okay, we got a few things. And then I saw it when we were loading the truck, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, it got out of control.
that is
Also, I
amazing.
feel,
So.
the picture I feel like doesn't do it justice because the tree is 10 feet tall.
Right.
And
Well-
the man that's in the picture is like 7.5 feet tall.
If you come and load all this
True,
stuff,
That's true.
then you realize how much stuff there was there.
Yeah, well, the Marines are who run Toys for Tots, and they had to deploy a lot of them to help unload that truck. It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
It was good. So yeah, that was good. Games aren't normally releasing unless you're Pokemon, and then you'll have your Wave 2 come out. I mean, I guess Monday. I don't know. Today, kind of a little bit. So yeah, so for Pokemon crowd, which it's blowing up. That's the biggest thing coming in. We're getting there's a couple things coming out next year early on that we're getting the pre-orders on that are pretty hot and will sell out. So we're on our website and Facebook and whatnot. So yeah, just the last little sprint for the end of the holiday season. So 1 week to Christmas should be good.
Getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have anything else? I'm not really sure what we're doing at the store. Is there anything else going on?
We got a
before
Christmas party that's employees only that I want to talk to you about. But
Well,
I
they don't
know
need to
if that's
know
relevant.
that.
No,
I mean, like,
it's gonna be awesome.
I don't know if there's anything for.
I know.
I don't know if we have. I think we still have our deals table up.
Yep. Yes, we do.
It's dwindled for sure from what it was. Maybe we'll add to it. I'm not really sure.
Uh,
We haven't talked about it, but I'm just curious if we had anything else going on.
The biggest thing is that
last minute
there's
gift buying.
Pokemon. Everything's Pokemon right now for us coming in. If you care about Pokemon, we're your place because we have stuff that's unobtainable everywhere else. So.
Well, do you want to tell them what we got?
Well, Evolution. It's it goes for like $500 a box. We have it for way less, and $350. And then we have the Vivid Voltage, which is ungettable. We have that at $110 a box, which is a deal. And then a whole bunch of secondary products, the tins and the pins and all kinds of stuff. So
Tins and pins.
Tins and pins. Let's go.
There you go.
So yeah, Pokemon that's blown up. Eclipse.
We got Eclipse.
That's big. That's hard.
We're
to
going
get.
to talk about some things of Eclipse-wise.
Yeah.
If anyone's interested.
Ungettable, but we have 2 in store. Just 2. If you want, we have more coming.
No,
right?
I think we have 1 now, but I have more coming.
we have 1. So if you want it, you can go on Amazon for $300, or you can get it at our store for what's in the store?
$130.
There you go. See, yeah,
It's selling online for $300, $350. I think there's online right now for like $350.
Yep.
It's just kind of hard to get, so that's how that goes. But we got it. And we got some add-ons that we'll be showing you as well.
Yeah, I see them.
I'm trying to just pull up chat. I don't know if there is one. but
We have a stream chat thing that's not.
Oh, that's for Twitch.
how do I
Oh,
use Facebook?
No one knows how to use it.
I was just on it 2 seconds ago,
Oh yeah, we got these in too.
and then I closed
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah. Did you talk to these?
Did you not
All
look
right,
at the
now let's
list?
turn this down.
I gave you a list of all the things.
Like on
All right,
an
off.
email?
It's on Slack.
Oh,
Clips is exquisite. All right.
Yeah. I haven't even looked at my email, man. I don't know if you understand how busy I am.
No, I do.
It's
Okay.
ridiculous.
And we're back, even though we never left. Okay, professional.
Yeah, we are.
We're getting there. So, what's our first game, Rob? I don't know what order. I know we did this thing called pre-prep, and I've forgotten everything. So,
Good. And we're evolving.
what's our first game, Rob?
Our first game on the list. We can pull up my list here.
We got some pretty neat games in. You can see them over here, sorta.
Well, there's. I'm done.
No. Oh, we got a list.
These Cyberpunk minis are money.
All right, we'll start with bees.
Oh, bees knees.
We got bees with a Z. Bees, Z's. All right. So this is bees, and I believe this is the next game by Next Move, who made a little game called Azul.
Yeah.
And they've made a few other games, but basically they've made three versions of Azul, and some other Azul stuff. And now they come out with bees. Bees is in that same realm of like family game. Anyone can play it. Same price point of $39.99, and it's just interesting kind of elements going on. It's got this board here that's made out of these six-sided like hexagon looking things. Here, let's see if we can get that on the close-up camera here.
Yeah.
Oh, top-down cam. You get that logo out of there?
Sure.
We don't need that. Send it to the back. All right. So you can see here the board is made up of all these little tiles, and each board has a flower on it, and then each flower will have 3 little nectars on it of a certain color, and then 1 big nectar of a different color. Now, each person actually gets to play a bumblebee, which I really like the bee figures, and they have this little, I think it's like a hexagon on them, and the hexagon says what direction you can move. So when you take, like, it goes over 3 phases, so when you take your first phase, everyone will pick which direction they want to move, and then depending on how they turn their bee, it shows on there, like, you can move 1 or 5 spaces, or 2 to 4, or whatever. There's options of how you can move. And so you'll say, I'm going to move this direction, and then I'm going to move this many spaces, and then next phase, when everyone's done that, then you actually carry out that order. And you want to land on the nectar if you can, so that you can collect it. Or you can land on these little water droplets, which are on some of these leaves, and then you essentially get to take a second flight plan phase and move again. So what that lets you do is maybe you don't have a really good move, or you can't get to the flower you want, so you can move farther by landing on the droplets. You really need to line yourself up, not just for a turn, but like you might go really far and then not be able to get to where you need to go next turn. Because if you don't collect, it kind of sucks that if you don't collect any nectar, you don't get to do phase 3. And phase 3 is where everybody has this little honeycomb board, and you get to put your nectar on your board. However, the board corresponds to the way you moved on your flight plan, or on your turn. So if you moved 1 space, you have to put that nectar in one of your 1 spaces. If you moved 3 or, what does it say, 3 or 2 spaces, I don't know why it's not 2 to 3, but it's 3 to 2. You have to put it in one of these spaces, and then 5 and 4, you have to put it on one of those spaces. If you can't, then the nectar goes back to the board. You have limited space there, and there's actually objective cards that will explain, like, give you bonus ways of how you want to place your nectar. So, like most games, you're just trying to get the most points or collect the most honey to win, and the player who does so will win the game. And how this works is there's a little spot on each player's board, and the first player to get to 12 collected nectar will trigger endgame. So everyone gets to finish their turn and whatever, and then you go to scoring. The way scoring works is there's 3 community objectives that anyone can score off of. Like, you don't take them when you do it. It's like, it may say have this many of this color nectar in your thing, and then every time you have that many, you get 2 honey or something like that. So everyone can get those, and then each player will also get 2 private objectives that only they can do. Now, that's really where the the meat of this game is in those objective cards, because people might not know what you're going towards. You can see what they're going towards on the community board, but you can't see what they have in their hand. So you're basically just trying to complete those objectives, and every time those objectives will be different, which will change the game a bit. And yeah, you get a little bee to fly around. So it's actually pretty sweet, I think. Another cool mechanic about this game is if you land on the big nectars, not only do you collect the big nectar, but you also collect one of the adjacent small nectars, if there are any left. If they've been taken, then you can't get anything, obviously. The flowers only can make so much nectar. Come on. But, yeah, I mean, simple. Set your flight path, which is kind of like that mild programming, like very mild programming. Not like computer programming, like, turn programming. And then move your bee to collect nectar, and then you store your nectar to match the objectives you're trying to do. Super simple game idea with the complexity is in the cards and the way that you decide to move around the board. And since the board can be different each time, I believe the board is different each time. I don't think it's a permanent setup, because why would you make a board like that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's modular. But, just like I said, setting up future turns, and you could get combos like, hey, if you're doing it correctly, you can just bam, 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 get the right nectar you want every turn. But I'm assuming that's not quite how it's going to pan out, especially if your objectives are like sending you all over the map. I don't know. So
Now,
who
Ethan,
knows?
what
What'd you just call me?
Are you not Ethan?
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought you said something else.
Anyway, how many players do we have in this guy?
Yeah, let's knock that out. So screw up the tablecloth as much as you can.
Yep, done. Objective
We got.
completed.
So first of all, Bees is a 7.6 on Board Game Geek, and if you're not familiar with Board Game Geek, it is a website database for board games and the most board game information you can ever want. So a 7.6 out of 10 is very high. Pretty much anything over a 7 is worth playing, in my opinion. This game is 2 to 4 players. It's about a 30 to 45 minute game, and it can be played by ages 8 and up, probably even lower, younger if you help them understand the game. But really, the concept is pretty easy, as I just explained.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you got? Any questions? Anyone in the chat have
I'll
questions?
add Zulus
Yeah.
awesome. This company's
I
awesome.
forgot about our background. By the way, we're outside Zulus right now.
Oh,
so
it's cold. It looks
you can
sunny
tell.
out, but
Yeah, we're freezing.
yeah.
So
Make
maybe
that happen.
we got to come up with some more backgrounds. I think we should just be on a highway driving the whole time. Get out of the way, you joker!
Actually, that'd be sweet, like Star Wars, like planets are flying by. We're just random.
We're just talking.
Just the ocean.
Chewie,
Fish swim by.
come on! You could do the Star Trek thing where we all lean one way. We got hit.
Like we're yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
But yeah, zero chance I won't be playing this game. Azul, I play
Sounds
all
really
of them.
fun, yeah.
It's it's like an appetizer game. It's a game you play before you play a 3-hour game.
yeah, no, yeah, exactly. No, at first when I saw it, I was like, okay, who cares? And then as I was diving into it, learning about it, watching some videos and stuff, I was actually like, wow, this game actually sounds pretty fun. And so I generally like games that have a light concept where it's like very easy, and it does have a 1.5 weight on Board Game Geek, which means that's out of 5. So where a 1 is the simplest game you've ever played, 1 is Uno, and 5 is, I don't even know, some game you probably never heard of that was invented in Germany 12 years ago. So that's just like
On Mars.
pure. Yeah, On Mars is way up there.
There you go.
So it's like a complexity, difficulty sort of thing, stuff like that. But so lighter concept, but it's got a light concept with some interesting strategy in the way that things are carried out, I guess. So
Cool.
yeah, that's Bees.
Yay! Bees.
Ooh, I was just in store today and I didn't see those Cyberpunk minis. Are they not on the shelf?
I think we were still trying to figure out where we're going to put them.
Okay.
So yeah, they were because we gotta do a little rearranging.
I'd put them
of
by the
minis.
miniatures.
Yes, that's fair.
Actually, there's room.
Where?
Yeah, we'll have them up.
Where
No,
by the miniatures?
there's a room. Actually, there's a
Yeah.
spot.
Okay,
We'll
perfect.
we got it. It's coming. It's,
We're not here yet. We're going to a different game now.
We're not. You're right.
Following the list. You hold your question.
Goosh.
Oh, that one's here. You don't want to put that in the top down because the green screen's fighting with it. There's
Love
a lot
it.
of green in there.
There we go. All right. Boom. Next.
Yeah.
Many of you. Okay. Perfect transition. Let's try again. Many of you may have heard of the or played I think it's a mobile game, Kingdom Rush, and like Tower Defense. Tower Defense got really popular, 15 years ago, 10 years ago on mobile.
Awesome.
And Kingdom Rush was one of the
we both
bigger
played
ones.
the crap out of that.
Yeah, it was one of the games that started people on mobile gaming. I feel like that
Definitely got me in there.
where people were like, oh, you can actually play games on your phone and they're actually fun, because it started out kind of crappy. So Kingdom Rush, after all this time, has now, that is zoomed in hardcore. Look at that. I can do a thing where it's like moving. Okay, so Kingdom Rush, Rift of Time, is now Kingdom Rush in board game form. This did go through Kickstarter. There is a Kickstarter edition out there. However, we had some issues with the backing, and I don't know what happened, but for some reason, like, we never get our Kickstarters. We never paid, and I don't know. They wanted money. I don't know. Something happened. So there was like, we have so many backed, I think that it just got actually thrown on the back burner. So we have the retail version, but I mean, I think it's pretty good for what you get. This is a $60 game, and look at the size of this spot. This box is the size of another game we have called Nemesis, which is $150. Now, obviously, Nemesis has a ton more miniatures and stuff in it, but this game has quite a lot of stuff in it, cardboard and stuff, that I think looks pretty cool. So, more on Kingdom Rush. Why would you want to play Kingdom Rush? I don't know if you would, but one, if you're a fan of the game, maybe you want to see it in board game form. But basically, what you're doing is...
Is it waves of miniatures, like normal?
Is it a what?
Is it like waves of guys come at you?
Yeah. Well, here, let's see it. I'm trying to get more uniform in this, and I'm terrible at it. So here we go. Kingdom Rush is a 7.9 on Board Game Geek. It plays from 1 to 4 players. There's a solo mode. It's about a 45, probably 60 to 90 minute game, and it's for ages 10 up. It's got a 2.62 weight, which is the complexity again, and that's about middle of the pack. Once you get over 3 is when you get into the more complex games. This is like not going to be too hard. It's still in the green. So this game, the objective basically is you and up to 3 other players are all taking on a role of one of these guys here. You got like Ignis or whatever, his fire guy. You got a genie looking dude, archer, a mage. You're all trying to fend off the monsters, the enemies, and what they call the time mage, who creates these portals and monsters spawn. And just like in the game, they'll come in from a certain point in the board, and they try to get to the exit of the board, where the exit is like your kingdom. And if they get to that exit, then they damage your kingdom. If they damage your kingdom too much, your kingdom gets overwhelmed and you all lose. If you successfully complete the wave, which is like there's 10 scenarios with the game. So if you do whatever the objective is, whether it's survive or maybe there's something else. I haven't read them, so I don't know. But you survive the wave, you defeat the monsters, you win the game. So I'm assuming that's how it works, since that's how the mobile game worked. So yeah, it comes with a book with 10 scenarios, and it's got some pretty cool features that I haven't seen in other tower defense games. So like right here on here, you got some of the towers, it looks like. So each player is actually going to have their own tiles and stuff that formulate this board, and then that lets you know where you can place your towers. Now each player will have their own towers. You have starting towers, and these towers can get upgraded by doing things like you can actually pass your towers to other players, and that's how you upgrade. So that's kind of an interesting co-op way to work. You have to share your cards, I guess, or whatever. And then you actually place the towers on the board and place them in the direction that you want them to shoot. So they'll have arrows on them saying, here's what tiles adjacently they can fire on or whatever. And they have a certain type. There's like archer towers and mage towers and bombardment towers and stuff like that. There's 4 types, I think.
Yeah, the arcane tower looks like it
Arcane
goes
tower.
2 forward and 1 to the diagonal left and right.
Yeah, so they can only, from what I understand, hit those things. Now, I don't know if you have a monster card up, but the monsters actually it's a 5x5 grid, and there's little monster icons on them. And then you actually have there's like a little Tetris mini game in where when you do damage, you probably can't see it on here, but no, you can't at all. But there's tiles that are shaped Tetris style Tetris shapes, and then you place them on the card. So like there's these little how do you say, it's like little movement trays that the monsters will go in, the cards will go in, and then you place your tiles on there, and you're trying to basically cover up all the monsters with these tiles. So like you might have an attack that's like a L shape or something, and you put it on the board, and then that damage stays there, and you want to defeat all the monsters. So if you kill, and they're not on every spot, so you know what I mean, but you also want to strategically place them so you can fit more Tetris pieces there. Maybe you have a big attack and you can't put it on the board because it won't fit. And then what happens is you don't have to cover every space necessarily, but if any of those monsters make it to your exit, then they do 1 damage per monster. So there might be 6 monsters on a tile, and then one of them makes it through and hurts you for 1 damage. And so that's how that is. And then they've kind of designed the scenario so that each one gets harder and harder, and they'll add things like bosses and these portals that spawn everywhere and totally mess you up, I guess. There's a bunch of crazy things that just make the game get harder and harder, just like you would in a video game. So that's the main thing. Like I think I covered already. There's asymmetrical heroes, which each have the 4 types of damage or something like that. I think some of the enemies also have different things like flying, and I believe there's certain ways you have to defeat those enemies that makes them a little harder. And then there is there's a really cool mechanic where, so in the video game you put a tower down, you upgrade that tower, that's where that tower lives. And in this you actually pick up your towers at, I think it's like there's 6 phases in each round, and I think on phase 5 you pick up your towers, and you can pass your towers to new players, do all sorts of stuff, but you actually get to replay your towers, and you can change the direction, the orientation that they're facing, so that maybe monsters have moved and now you want to hit them, and you can do it that way. Or I think if you pass the tower, it sounds like you don't get to use it that turn, but it gets upgraded and then another player can use it. I could be wrong on that, but that's from what I was watching, that's what it sounded like it played. So yeah, if you're into tower defense games, I mean, I think this is a really cool one. I haven't played it yet, so I can't say for sure, but just from what I watched, it sounded really fun. And if you like cooperative games, I generally like a lot of cooperative games because they tend to be more difficult, because it's like, if they're too easy, then it's just kind of boring. So, that's how that is.
Also, how much did you say this one went for?
It's $59.99.
Nice.
That was a lot of games
And
for $60.
I'll tell you right now, it's hefty. Like, there's a lot in here. It's a lot of cardboard. There's some miniatures in here. There's some boss. In addition to these 4 hero miniatures, there's a boss miniature. I think there's a couple boss miniatures, and then like some weird mages or something like that. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff.
Weird mages.
Weird looking mages.
That's a ringing endorsement.
I could be wrong with it. I thought I saw something about these little mage miniatures or something, but I'm a goof. I'm just checking my notes here to make sure I don't have anything else. Oh, just so, like I said, each round is played over 6 phases, so you have things. I don't know if it really says on here the phases, but things like buying new towers, selling stuff, or moving your cards around, placing stuff, doing attacks. Like your towers actually attack the second you play them, and then they hurt stuff. So that's kind of cool. Then I believe each leader have their own boards, and they have their own abilities as well, so they can do kind of some extra damage or something like that. So if you like games like tower defense games, you like tile placement, I think there's some hand management, stuff like that, you like cooperative, might be a good game for you to check out.
And who doesn't like to be cooperative when they're playing board games? You don't always want to fight
I think
people.
It's good, and
sometimes you do friendly.
Again, if you don't have any friends, you can also play at 1 player. So, or you can play at 1 player and then be like, hey, maybe my friends like to play this, and bring it to them. So, you never know.
Now, you mentioned there were some miniatures in there, which I think is a really great transition to our next thing on the list, which is more miniatures.
Put that back over there.
What I found very fascinating about this, I heard some trepidation. It's looking right through. Just push that guy out of frame. So there's some trepidation originally about these miniatures because the company in the past has had dubious quality, we'll say. However, I don't know why that was said, because these guys look great.
Yep.
So what do you mean, like the quality or something?
The sculpt is really good.
Let me see
Do you want to throw those guys on the top down? And there's a whole box of them. We ended up getting...
they don't have any heads!
No, that's the thing. You actually have options for heads. So we ended up getting a total of 8 of them. There are 4 different boxes
different
of heroes. So these... Which ones do you have there?
Darn logo again!
Zoner...
I got Combat Zoners A and Zoners B.
So these are basically your sort of like your rank and file thugs. Now, if you notice, yes, they do not have heads, but if you look at the bottom there where their bases are, they do have some options. So you have 6 different heads you can choose from, and they're actually one of the guys has a pair of brass knuckles next to his grenades.
Oh, it's plastic.
It's part of the casting. So
most things I own have fur on them.
So these guys, look at that sculpt. That is a good looking sculpt.
Yeah.
And it's out of focus now.
And
oh, there it is. No, and so there's 2 sets of lawmen. There are 2 sets of combat zones, and then there are 4 sets, 3 models each, of the edge runners. So for those of you who remember, I think it was last week we talked about Cyberpunk Red.
I don't know what are those things? What are
edge runners are your heroes. Anytime
like your character. Okay.
Yeah. So the edge runner packs are going to be your main characters. If you remember, we talked a little bit about the media. We also mentioned this actually has the rocker boy, which is again still a gal, which is a fun little detail.
These ones are backwards, but
oh yeah, they're
trying
the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop it over to the pictures we got here, and look at those! Aren't those some these are really good sculpts, and we talked of it at length on Tuesday. Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30 is our RPG stream, so feel free to tune in and learn all about things. This week we actually talked about Cyberpunk Red. And much in the same way that the book is just a marvelously well-designed book and the system is easy to understand, these are just well-sculpted minis. These are really good quality miniatures, which I'm very happy about. Plus, if you look at the bottom right there, you get a dog with the lawman.
Get dog.
Nice.
So then you can have your players have to deal with that moral problem of, do I shoot the dog or let it attack me?
Is it a robot dog or a real dog?
It's a real dog. It's a canine unit and has the canine person with it.
Do we have the dog one? Or
yeah,
no?
it should be in there. The box has a bunch.
We have one of each.
Yeah, there's 8 different packs.
Whoa! He's a robot dog.
No, he's just got armor.
He might have Cybertronic.
Oh, he's cyber. Oh, okay, I see.
He's a cyber dog.
Does he have cyber arms? I didn't even
cyber,
notice.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
My dogs suck. They don't have any cyber arms.
So if you've been wanting to play some sweet Cyberpunk, but 2077 has you down. Well, we have the thing for you. These miniatures don't glitch. They don't T-pose. They're just good-looking minis.
They don't glitch. Yeah, and speaking of the miniature detail, again, like looking at them, what I like about them is they have a lot of depth, which what that means is when you're painting them, if you want to paint them, and you do something like throw a base coat on, a nice clean base coat, and get some washes on them, you'll really bring out that detail, you don't have to, like the miniature, you let the wash and the miniature do a little more work for you. Now, there's obviously other ways to paint than just washes, but I'm saying like they have so much detail and texture and depth to the model that putting a wash on will make them pop, and then you can do things, easy techniques like dry brush, or a little harder techniques like layering and edging to make the highlights pop. But
and with a
it's
mini,
pretty cool.
With a mini that has sort of soft details, you got to really fight to make it.
Yeah. So if you play with a lot of the WizKids models, they're fantastic. They're $5 to get 2 models, but there's not a lot of variation, and they require a little more skill to paint them nicely. Even like I paint a lot, and even some of them are like, this is impossible. Like the pieces are so small and smudgy that you can't really even tell what they are sometimes. Yeah. These are much cleaner and crisp. So
yeah, they're really
look nice.
Looking minis.
They look nice.
Very excited we have them.
Hopefully we'll get some paint things. I actually, just on that note, I plan on getting a paint night set up starting next year, where it'll be like, I'm thinking twice a month, like every 2 weeks. It's probably going to be on like a Tuesday or Wednesday night, but we haven't fleshed it out yet. But if anyone has any, ideas of when, whatever, I want to do something. Probably, I guess it's more going to be up to my schedule and Andrew, who I'm going to paint with. But it's probably going to be something like Wednesdays from like a 6 to 9 sort of thing. We just have to flush that out. But it will be a combination of lessons. Like maybe once a month we do a lesson where it's like, hey, everyone buys the same model and we do a lesson, and then another session might be like, hey, we're just going to kind of paint and chat sort of thing. So still flushing that out, but I just want to mention it.
it's with all the shipping we've been doing for Christmas, which is awesome. But there's not been a lot of extra time for much of any other things.
No, we've been busy just shipping things and selling things and all that terrible stuff. No, it's been amazing, and thank you to everyone who's been, like, it's been blowing up, but man, we haven't been able to develop our business. So it's a weird thing to think that we want things to slow down so that we can work on getting our, things like our website better than they are and getting our streams better. But, we'll see. I'm sure it'll slow down after Christmas.
Yeah, I'm okay if it doesn't.
I'm okay if it doesn't too, but
no, it will.
But there's.
But actually, I would say it's unsustainable to maintain this pace without the change.
Yeah,
yes.
Without death.
It is.
Burnout's not real. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who needs sleep?
There's a finish line. It's a week away.
So you mentioned the website, zulusgames.com. So on zulusgames.com, if you go to shopping, you can actually see all the different sculpts of all the models. I actually made sure today that all the pictures are there.
Oh, they're all on our website. You can buy them and stuff.
Yep.
What do these retail at?
These are $19.99.
Like $20? Yeah, okay.
For the 3 miniatures.
That's exactly where I would have placed them. That sounds exactly right for what you're getting.
For the quality of the minis, I say that's definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
Now, what good minigame exists without dice? Well, there's a couple. But anyway, so you noticed before Matt was fiddling around with some stuff.
You can play this one. I opened this one because...
Oh, this is open?
Yeah.
It is now.
So these are... Right. Here, I'm going to go back
super
to the top down.
badass.
Oh, no.
Super BA.
Oh, no.
Get that top-down view.
I'm trying. I broke a thing.
Okay, everybody hold on. Don't leave.
I'm
getting there.
How did it... Where did it... I don't know what's happening.
Maybe next year we'll actually be able to hire someone who knows what they're doing.
I don't...
And if anyone wants to hire Rob...
Ruthless.
No, don't hire me.
He'll be out of work, so...
No, this is not his...
Just kidding.
None of us.
There it is. Okay.
He found it.
I tease. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Here we go. Look at that. It's like a jewelry show.
It's
So can I bring this down or?
Yeah.
Is it okay? I'm definitely gonna mess
Keep
it up.
Keep an eye on that pole.
Ooh, look, that's slow drop in. I like it.
All right, that's probably as close as I can get without breaking things. So look at that. So you got yourself a 7-count metal dice set, but these look way different than any metal dice I've ever seen anyway.
Yeah, it's
with this nice case with a magnet on it. It even has the foam jewelers thing. So this is the first time I've gotten to touch these dice here. Oh wow, the weight is awesome. I don't know if that describes it very well, but that's what it feels like to me. Is awesome. It looks like it's got a really fine. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but a really finely etched D&D logo for the 20.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it was there for a second. Actually, you can see it on the 6 really well. The 6 is the biggest one.
Do this guy.
6? Oh, the D. Oh, yeah. Okay, so each one has.
Yeah, each one on the top number is the. Let me grab this focus real quick.
Wow. So now, are these painted? Oh yeah, the numbers are painted. I'm just wondering how. I hope there's not gonna be chipping. I don't know. Man, they roll nice.
I doubt it. They're super quality. No, and this is so it's a D&D licensed product that you don't normally.
Lord.
It's hard to get dice that have the D&D symbol on it. Generally.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, I believe there was a dice set that had the ampersand on it and a gem, and they went for $300.
Yeah, they made that super premium set.
I've been asking for that though for years.
We haven't got it.
But trying to get the D&D dice. I'm talking about low-hanging fruit because there's Wizards of the Coast is a lot of cool stuff for Magic, but not a ton of stuff for D&D. And I've had some ideas I've been asking for, and this is one of them. So
here, hold up one of those dice.
Check this out.
I got focus.
Here's a blurry roll.
There it is.
Does rolling dice screw things up?
No, I'm now in manual control of the focus. So hold up one of the dice. We're gonna focus in on it.
Hold up a die.
Yep, under the camera. There you go.
I'm trying.
Oh, I had it there for a sec.
That made it so good.
All right, now show us that 20. What do you get to see if you roll in that 20? Oh, look at that ampersand.
Ram it in the camera.
Nice one.
Ram it in the camera.
Oh, let me try to focus.
There it is.
Oh,
There it is.
Look at that.
I think it's upside down.
It
feels like.
Just if this is my hand.
I love those nails.
It goes like that. Don't look at my nails.
Actually, I think it's
Now I'm self-conscious. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see what I can roll. If I roll a nat 20, I'm giving these away for free. Well, reroll. 5. No one gets it. Sorry. It's a 5.
Well, that is a shame.
Sorry, I tried, guys. I tried.
Oh yeah, there's another set, so you can show that off.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't need all 7, you can also get just a set of those D20s.
And I'm gonna go ahead.
I think these are $19.99.
Those are actually $15.99.
These are $15.99, like I said.
We're not on the top down anymore.
Okay,
those
goodbye
are
to that. And the other, how much is the other set? $49.99.
Those are $49.99, and you can get yourself the full 7-dice set. And this is actually
act now.
Comparable to. So we have a bunch of different metal sets of dice, and that's the sort of the average going price for a set of metal dice. But these ones are really, really good quality. I like the numbers are clean and crisp. You got the ampersand on every single dice, which is with the exception of the 4.
And the D4 you could probably use as a caltrop.
You absolutely could. It's not as sharp as some of the sets.
Yeah, no, it's not. Actually, it's not pointy, but it's solid.
Yeah. So yeah, those are really good looking dice. They're a very, very pretty set.
Really cool case too.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go back to your top.
See if I can put them back in the way they, in the right spots. Oh wait, there's more. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But actually, there's not anymore. I apologize. The only thing you get in addition to this is a receipt if you request it.
Are you not putting the ampersands up? What are you doing? You're out of control.
Well, I don't know. I'm just putting them in. I don't even know where they go. No, I do. There's shapes. Okay, square one goes in the square hole.
You know what? We're just gonna stay here.
This is kind of fun, right? Here we go, doing stuff. All right, 10 goes there. Oh crud!
That's not where the 10 goes, by the way.
40.
Pull that one back out. That
okay, deep.
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. I forgot. There's 2 10-siders. One's a percent. The other one.
Do you have one that's put together already?
Here. You can move on. I'll sit.
It's like when they make something on a cooking show and they're like, "Oh, look, there's already one in the oven."
Here it is. I'll trade you for the Eclipse expansion.
Okay.
Done. So.
Easy peasy. All right, onward and upward.
Matt, can you here? Let's go ahead. I know you're fiddling with that for a moment, but if you could, let me go back to the. Oh, where did it go? Where's the hosts one?
Oh, we're doing something.
Oh, there it is. So.
Hey, we're back outside Zulus, everybody.
Yeah.
How you doing?
And I need to. This is pictures wrong and everything's gotten weird. So Matt, tell me a little bit about Eclipse.
Me? I traded him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think Matt knows anything about Eclipse.
Tell me a little bit about Eclipse.
I don't know a ton about Eclipse either. We did play it once.
Oh, okay.
About 4 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah, I own it.
But it wasn't second edition. I know that this is second edition. If you can talk about it, go for it.
I mean, it's
it's a 4X game, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a space exploration. You have planets you're trying to expand into. It's limited resources.
I remember there's like a massive upgrade system.
Yeah. It's
which I thought was really fun.
In my mind, it's Twilight Imperium, but back in the day, it's the version that you could play in less than 3 hours. Whereas Twilight Imperium is more like a 12-hour game. And now they fixed Twilight Imperium, so you can play that in 3-4 hours.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I played it once in the last. Yeah, I played the new version, and I played it under 4 hours.
I think when we played it under. It wasn't a whole day.
Yeah.
But you could still, depending on how much you negotiate and stuff, you could still make it longer.
Game.
But yeah, Eclipse. So like you said before, we have Eclipse in store. We're probably one of the few people that's getting it. I don't think a lot of people realize that the company that makes this game, I can never pronounce their name, La Tapelit Fi.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Nope, don't even bother.
No.
Anyway, it's they're a European company, I believe, and they have focus.
No, you gotta get more of it into the camera.
I don't know which way to move. There we go.
Oh, all right, there's the price.
There's the price. Anyway, so they actually have. This was a Kickstarter, a massive thing. We didn't do the Kickstarter because I believe this one didn't have a retail version or a retailer option for Kickstarting, if I remember right. But either way, we didn't do it, and I was bummed. But then they reached out to us and said, "Hey, we're looking for retailers that want to get some copies," and it's the same version as the Kickstarter. It just doesn't have a lot of the add-ons, but it has all the main base stuff. It's this giant box. If you haven't seen it yet, it's massive, and it's $129.99. Like I said, we have I think one left. I've bought 20 copies so far. I've made 3 orders from them now. I bought 8, sold out.
We're down to 1 now again?
Yeah, I bought 8, sold out. Bought 12 more, we have 1 left. So I got 24 more now. I'm like, screw it, this game is hot. Sells for a ton online, like you said. We're selling it for $130 in store. And now we got in some of the add-ons. So what I'm just going to go through them. I'm not going to necessarily know what they all do. But if you want to get some of the other things, I tried looking them up online. I couldn't even find anyone really selling these things. So I'm sure someone is somewhere, but I didn't see them on like eBay and Amazon or anything like that. So we've got the extra dice pack. Extra dice is always a good thing. Some of these, most of them I have about 5 of. I think there's one I only have like 1 of, but I'll get more if necessary. It's just their stock is kind of low, so they have to get it shipped over to their U.S. warehouse. We've got a Galactic Events pack. I probably should move this back. Where's my lackey for moving cameras? I don't have one. I need to hire one. All right.
Now your camera's out.
That's fine, right there.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
So we got the Galactic Events expansion here, which I'm assuming adds more galactic events. It says contains 8 sector hexes consisting of nebula, supernova, black hole, and pulsar. So there's a lot of cardboard in here. We've got ship stands.
Nice.
Which are probably stands for your ships. Just to guess in the dark. I don't know. And then, well, I'll say that we got the Rift Cannon, which does something. It comes with dice.
Shoots rifts.
Shoots rifts.
Just shooting rifts.
Yeah, I don't know. So whatever that adds to the game. And I mean, if you own this game, maybe you know. I don't know. And then minor species. That's looks like more scoring options for you. It's got little like scoring looking things on the back. And then the big bad mamma jamma is Terran ships. This bag comes with 108 ships. Boom! Look at the weight. It's got all 6 colors here. They're a little Star Trek-y looking. Yeah, in the bag.
That nice
Bagception.
Bags and bags. So, add-ons for Eclipse. Pretty straightforward. If you're into Eclipse and you need more stuff, come by.
And well, a lot of the reason that we brought this one on was because sometimes, because these are hard to put with the game itself, sometimes it's hard to know that we have them. So
yeah, I know. And that's the rough thing is like the way our display works, you can't really hang a lot of stuff next to the board games. So sometimes they might have to be on a separate shelf, which is kind of lame, but that's just how it is for us right now. Yeah. But we do have them. And sometimes, they might be on our website as well. I don't know if those have gotten on our website yet or not, but we're trying. Like we said, we've been very busy, but we are moving towards having everything on our website at some point, and maybe even things. We actually want to move towards having things that aren't in our store on our website. So we'll get there eventually. Any questions? Okay, none. Moving on. All right, I think we have one more game left to show you guys here. It's 6:46. We're doing good. Trying to get out of here by 7. We have Dune Imperium, based on the books and the new movie that's coming out. That's not out yet, unfortunately, but it is coming out.
Looking forward to that.
A lot of the art and components, yeah, absolutely, it's not picture art, but they have drawn art, so you can see some of the characters. This guy, I believe, is like Jason Momoa's character on the back here. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
It looks like him, though, to me. I don't know if you can tell from there. But anyway, this game has a lot going on, and it also doesn't at the same time. I guess at its heart, it's a turn-based, like, what would you say? Like
deck builder, isn't it?
So it's, at its core, it's a deck builder with worker placement and minor area control. And I can't find Eclipse on the website at all. Okay, so I'll figure that out as soon as we're done. Why is Eclipse on? Maybe it's not on there, but I'll get that fixed for you. What are we doing? Okay, anyway, so there's unique leaders. Each person gets a leader from one of these factions here, I guess. Looks like you got Baron Vladimir from Harkonnens. If you've seen the original movie or read the books, Duke Leto, Atreides, House Atreides. Probably saying that right. I don't know. And is that Josh Brolin? I think it is. I don't know. There's people in here. So this game is kind of different from most deck builders. In the same way that if you ever play a deck builder, everyone starts with the same cards, and then you take your turn, and you'll get new cards as the game goes, and that's where the uniqueness comes in. The way that you choose which cards to choose. Now, everyone has what are called agents, which are basically your workers, and then you have to play a card to play your worker or your agent on the map. And then where you place the agent depends on, I guess, the reward or the resource you would get. And then the next person will do the same. And it just goes around until everyone's out of agents. So you won't necessarily play your whole hand, though. The cards that are left over, and where that's different is in most deck builders, you just play your whole hand, and that's your turn, and then the next guy goes. And this one, it's one card, you do one thing, next guy goes until you're done. And then when you're done, you reveal your hand, and that will have bonuses on the next phase, which is each round there's like a conflict. There's these conflicts that happen, and each player is trying to win that conflict. So having the area control, having the most units, and then other cards to make, like, it's the same thing of area control, like when you want to have the highest number, the highest strength or whatever. So I think each guy or each unit or whatever they're called is worth something, and then there's cards where I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but after you play all your agents, and then the cards you reveal will give you two things. One is called Persuasion, which will help you get more cards, add to your hand or add to your deck, and one is called Swords, and Swords will add to your combat value. Now, the winner of this combat will get the best rewards, but they actually have tiered rewards, so there might be 3 tiers, and then I think there's exactly 3 tiers. So the first person will get the best rewards, second will get second, third will get third, and then I think if there's a fourth, there'll be nothing. So speaking of fourth, it's 1 to 4 players, 60 to an hour to 2 hours, and it's age 14 plus. So it's a little complex. It also has a watch it played video, so if you don't like reading rules, I always forget the guy's name, but he's really good at what he does.
Is that the Canadian guy?
Yeah, and he's a lot better at speaking than I ever have been.
Oh, he's really good. That's how we learned how to play Gloomhaven and the Pandemics, and there's like a Mars game that's supposed to be Legacy that's...
Oh, yeah.
He learned us how to play that one as well.
He's good at learning people. So it's got those aspects. I think there's a couple other things I really liked about this game. Oh, so one was like I said, like if you use a card. Now I don't totally understand if you're just discarding a card to play an agent, or if you have to play a specific card. I think it sounds like you're just discarding a card, but basically if you have to use a card to play an agent, which is a worker, and then once you've used that card, you don't get it in the reveal stage. So you do want to be, conscious, make these decisions about which cards you play to play your agents, and which cards you hold back for the reveal phase.
I always like it when a game has that sort of having to decide between, do I keep this, do I play it?
Yeah. So it's another one of those games that, like, I don't think it's highly complex. Like, it's a bit complex, but it's more in the outcome of these things. Like there's a turn order, and the turn order can heavily matter. Like, just who got to go before you could make a big difference.
I mean, weight of 3 is pretty up there.
It's got just under a weight of 3, so it's getting the complex. It's not necessarily going to be a game made for newer players. It's more going to be people who are a little bit experienced with board gaming. Like, it's not going to be your first deck builder. At least it shouldn't. I mean,
so it's deck building, area control.
It's deck building. It's heavy on the deck building, and then I would say worker placement, and then minor area control.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like total. It's about like negotiation, politics, and battling, basically, really? in Dune. You know what I mean? So
right.
So I don't know what every card does.
Can you play as sandworms?
I would imagine no.
Those are the Fremen. The Fremen control the sandworms.
Well, there you go. Now, one thing I thought was really...
You know what, Matt?
Well, some people, you can ride the worms. One thing I thought was really cool is this game has to be played with at least 3 players. However, there is a solo version, and you can play it with 2 players. If you play it with 2 players, there's an AI third player, and they actually have an app that will control that player for you. Now, I don't know how good the app is, but maybe it has a difficulty. I'm not really sure, but I thought that was kind of neat. So if that works out well, it could be pretty cool. There's also, for this game, there's tokens, or wooden tokens, and there's a miniatures upgrade, which you can buy from Direwolf Digital's website. At this time, they're not in retail. I hope they come to retail they are in retail, but they're not to in distribution for us to get. So, and I've reached out to them, and they basically didn't say I could buy any. So I was like, that's too bad. I just have to buy them at retail price. So if you want the upgraded miniatures, you can basically go buy them from Direwolf Digital's website. Or if we ever get them in, then you'll be able to buy them from us. But this is something that's on my list to play. Maybe someday we'll do follow-up reviews or something. I don't know. The sky's the limit, right? But I think this is really interesting. We already we pre-sold 6 or 7 copies. It's been on the shelf. We've sold a few more copies since then, so it's actually been going pretty fast. So I might have to look to see if I can get some more copies of this game because it's apparently pretty popular. I think it would help if the movie came out right on the same time. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But be on the lookout for this one. I think that's everything I had on this game. Do you guys have any questions, or anyone online have any questions about Dune, or do you want me to reserve you a copy right now? I don't know. I can do sorts of things. We'll see.
To answer the question about Eclipse, it is currently not available on our website. We will, however, remedy that once we have received...
as soon as I get out of here, I'll put it on our website. The thing is, actually, we only have 1 copy.
Yeah.
So actually...
We get some more next week, or no?
I'll have more. Yeah, I'll have more on probably Monday or Tuesday. I put in the order, I think, yesterday, and it's like a 2 or 3 day ship. So, unless there's some delay, which there could be, but I should have some soon. Because we only have 1 copy left. I don't know. I can put it on the website, but then that way he can up the stock. But it just may say out of stock. But I'll at least make sure it's visible on the website so that people can see that.
We can also say it ships next week. But, we'll have it in.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll do something when we're done. But check back. Yeah, I think that's about it with Dune. Again, control the spice, control the universe. I'm sure there's a few more things to it than that, but that's what I was able to gather. I don't know the intricacies of the cards and how the resources work. There's a bunch of iconography on here that doesn't mean anything to me yet because I haven't played it. But you can see here, you got round start, which I'm assuming something happens. Then your players take their turns. You go to combat, and then there's a round called Makers and Recall. I don't totally know what those mean, but they sound cool. So there's that. Again, the art is very much based on the new film coming out, and I don't know. I'm excited to play Dune Imperium. So we'll see. It's $50. It's not bad. Yeah. I don't know. Matt, you got anything to say?
Yay!
Yeah. That says yay.
So
Matt's reviews.
Yay!
Probably
going to be our last one until the new year.
This is it.
Which is only in a couple of weeks.
2021, and we can all just forget about this year, except I'm pretty sure this year is going to carry on into the next year.
It's going to linger for a while.
Yeah, it'll be better.
It will be.
It'll be better, know that.
I hope so.
And there's no hope. I know it's going to be.
There's no hope.
Unless it was like COVID 2. Yeah. The return.
Oh, God.
The re-COVIDing.
COVID 20. Well, COVID started in 19, so if it carries on...
It's zombie apocalypse. That's right.
Okay.
That would be better than COVID, because at least we could, still see each other and play board games.
As we fight off
you got to take a turn fast, dude. There's zombies coming right now. And we got to go.
Zombie break.
We got to go.
Nice.
Well, everybody stay safe out there. Have yourself a lovely time. And we will see you in the new year.
Yeah, happy holidays, happy new year, all that stuff. Come by or shop on our website if you can for any last minute Christmas gifts. And,
we'll be
we're going to keep growing this thing. We appreciate everything that you guys did for us. This year has been great. Considering what we've gone through in COVID, we are still here. And I think we're not going to go anywhere at this current pace. So we've shifted gears, we've made adjustments, and our community has stood by us and helped us keep going. So thank you.
Yep, thank you so much. It's been learned a lot.
It's been stressful.
Hanging in there.
But yeah, we're still all employed, and a huge part of that is to you guys. So thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you.
Other than that, stay safe, and we'll see you in 3 weeks. We'll see you next year, I guess.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for joining in, guys.